Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another FIFA 21 video where today we have got something that has been requested a little bit recently. So we have got the top 5 best formations that I think there are in FIFA 21 this year. Now before we get started, these formations, I have not done them in any particular order. The one thing I will say about formations, I don't think there is an order as in this is the absolute best. I do think that if you are a good FIFA player, you can make a lot of formations work. So these are what I think are the best 5, but they are not in any particular order. So starting off with one of my favorites, it is the 4-2-2-2. This is one of the formations that I use the most and was the first formation vid that we did this year in FIFA 21. It is an absolute favorite of mine. I loved it when I was using it on the beta, and it's such a good formation. Now, in terms of tactics and instructions, I will give you a quick rundown of what we use. I like to use press on possession loss on a lot of my formations. I do like to keep my widths and depths pretty standard for all formations. Certain formations you have a little bit of difference, you know, certain scenarios you might need a few different things, but this works extremely well for me. And long ball is something you'll see a lot on my formation videos because it, for me, is the most effective offensive style in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of fast build up really in my formations, so long ball is something I typically like to go to. And then moving into the instructions, I have my fullbacks on balanced attack. The reason why I like to have my fullbacks on balance with a press, I know I recommend not doing it, I like to do it because I like to be a little bit more offensive. I don't mind leaving a little bit of space and giving up certain chances because I feel like I'll be able to outscore most people that I play against. 2 midfielders then I have on stay back while attacking, which is a must if your fullbacks are going on balance. 2 wide cams, Dybala and Ericsson, I have on free roam, and then the 2 guys up top I have on get in behind but balanced width as well. Next up we have the 4-2-3-1. This wouldn't be a formation, a top 5 formation viz without this 4-2-3-1. Yet again, this 4-2-3-1 is one of the best formations in the game. However, I wouldn't say it's as good as it has been in previous years. I definitely am noticing in games that I'm not seeing this 4-2-3-1 formation as much, which is really good because it is nice to see people trying out different formations, but this is still a great formation. In terms of tactics, that is what I like to play with when I use the 4-2-3-1. I do like to go with the balanced. I find that it is a 4-2-3-1 is a more compact formation, you know, so it's not quite as good in a press in my opinion. And the other key thing is fast build-up I like to use on the offense. For this formation, fast build-up works very, very well because all of your players are pretty close together. So fast build-up works really well. It's all about moving up the pitch really quick. So you don't want to be able to play sort of 30-yard passes. You want to be playing quick 1-2. So fast build-up for this formation works extremely well. In terms of the instructions, I have the fullbacks in this formation on stay back while attacking. Like I said, this is more of a compact formation, so you kind of want to play to the strengths of that. So we're going to have the fullbacks on stay back. We're also going to have the 2 DMs on stay back while attacking. Pretty standard. I'm sure you've seen a lot of 4-2-3-1 custom tactic videos from a lot of different people. Free roam and get into the box for the central cam. The wide cams I just have on get into the box. I don't have on free roam because I like to have that width in the team, especially given the fullbacks, because they're not going forwards. I want those wide cams to stay a little bit wider. And then Immobile up top we have on getting behind. We also have him on balanced width as well. I don't mind him drifting a little bit from sometimes he drifts into the right channel, into the left channel. Just allows Dybala, who's on free roam, to float a little bit, which is the whole point of him on being on free roam. Next up, we have got the 4-3-2-1. This is another formation that I think is extremely good. The only big drawback on this formation is the fact that there is no cam or CDM, so linking sometimes the play up can be a little bit difficult, but we've found a good way around it with our instructions that work extremely well for us. Tactic wise, we are back again with the press after possession loss. I think it works extremely well, especially with this formation with those narrow strikers. It does work very, very well. Long ball again makes a return into this formation. And as you can see, I've gone a little bit wider on the offensive width because I do want to have a little bit more width up top. But that just is a personal preference for me. In terms of instructions in this formation, the balanced width on the fullbacks I think is a must regardless of how you play with this formation, because those strikers are quite narrow and it doesn't have a lot of width, this formation. Like I said, with those narrow strikers, you do want to have a little bit of width with your fullbacks that do get forward and provide a little bit of width. Then the central midfielder out of the 3, I like to have on drop between defenders, because when those fullbacks go forwards, those centre backs split out a little bit, and then it's like that CDM, that central midfielder will drop in and be like make a third centre back. So I do think that is the best way to play. Obviously, everyone stay on edge of the box as well. The 2 outside midfielders I have on balance because they are supposed to get forward. I do want those guys getting forward. If you do find yourself a little bit too exposed post, you can have one of those two outside midfielders, which in our case are Nainggolan and Eriksen. You can have one of them stay back while attacking if you like, but I don't think it's a good idea to have both of them do that. The wide strikers, Martinez and Dybala, we just have on getting behind. We have them on balance width, and then Immobile we have on stay central and getting behind, because now we've got the two wide strikers who are on balance width and the fullbacks going forward. So we just want Immobile to stay in the middle of the goal and score them goals. Our fourth formation in this list is the 4-4-2. This is a formation that I was not keen on at all last year, but using it this year in one of my custom tactics that I am using for this weekend league and going forwards, I think this is a very good formation. I think it's especially good because in terms of pressing your opponents, I do think this is one of, if not the best formation. It just man marks extremely well, and it's very good against all formations. It doesn't really have many weaknesses. It's very good against a lot of different formations. Tactic wise, press after possession loss does make that return. Again, as I said, playing with a press with this formation is very, very effective, as your players do man mark extremely well. Got a little bit deeper on this formation. I just find that every now and again, not having that CDM, I just want to have a little bit of a deeper starting position because you don't have that CDM to kind of sweep up those attacks. So a little bit deeper, slightly more defensive in this formation. But again, we want to go with that long ball, and then we keep the widths and depths pretty much the same, because it works very, very well as standard in this formation. Tactics wise, fullbacks are making a return on balanced attack. I do like to have my fullbacks going forwards this year. Again, the only reason I don't have my fullbacks going forwards the only time is if I'm playing someone who I know is very, very good, then I'll slap these guys back to stay back while attacking. But most of the time, I do like to play it on the front foot, and I don't mind having that little bit of more attacking zest up front. In terms of the wide attacking, or the wide players, the left and right midfielders, which are Dybala and Nainggolan in this case, we have cut inside, getting behind, and getting to the box. The cut inside is the main one because obviously the fullbacks who are getting forward, we do want those wide midfielders to kind of drift infield and just link up well with the two strikers. The two central midfielders I have on balanced attack, which is maybe seen as a little bit too offensive given that the fullbacks are going forwards as well. So if you do have that problem, then you can put these two guys to stay back while attacking if you do have your fullbacks on balanced as well. And then Immobile and Martinez we have on stay central and getting behind. I do like those two too. When you play with two strikers, you want them to be close together, you want them to link up, so you don't want them really drifting wide apart from each other, because then link up play does become a little bit difficult. So you do want those guys on stay central so they can link up. Little quick 1-2s make it a little bit difficult for the centre backs. And then last but not least, we have got the 4-4-1-1 formation. We do also have one bonus formation for you at the end of the video, so make sure you do stick around for that. But we do have the 4-4-1-1 here. Now, I like to play it with a press on possession loss. We did do a video on this one the other day, and it is a sensational formation, this one. If you are not using this formation, you do need to give it a go with the custom tactics we're using here, because it is a brilliant formation. I do love this formation a lot. Long ball and press work very well on a lot of formations that I like to use. Like I said, there are some formations that we haven't included in this list that I'm not a huge fan of. That's because you do have to kind of play a little bit more specific with your tactics. And given the fact that I do like to play press, possession loss, and long ball, it's not accustomed to me. So that's why this is my top list. In terms of instructions in this formation, again, much like the 4-2-3-1, it is quite a solid formation. So I do want to play to those strengths. I've gone for stay back while attacking on the two fullbacks. The wide players, again, get into the box, cut inside, and getting behind, much like in the 4-4-2. You do want those guys to help link in the midfield. If you do want, you can keep these guys on balanced width, because we don't have the fullbacks going forward. You can have these guys doing that, but I like to have them on cut inside. I like them to get involved and potentially score some goals. Two midfielders, balanced attack and just balanced everywhere. Again, because we have the fullbacks who are on stay back while attacking, you can have the two midfielders on balanced as well. If you did have the fullbacks going forward, you can then switch the two DMs to stay back while attacking. And then Martinez and Immobile stay central and getting behind again. I like those guys to link up. Whenever you've got two strikers or a striker and a centre forward, you want those guys to link up. So I do like to have those two on stay central and getting behind. They're able to link up very, very well. Last but not least, one other formation that I think is a very, very good formation, something you don't really see a lot of, is this 5-3-2. Now, if you would like to see any of these formations, a more detailed, in-depth breakdown of these, do let me know in the comment section. But this 5-3-2 is an excellent formation and something I do want to do a video on very, very soon, because it is a formation that I do like, but it just needs a little bit more testing just so I can find the best tactics and instructions for it. But it is a very good formation, especially with the tactics and instructions I'm currently using, but I do just want to tweak them a little bit and make sure I do bring the best content to you guys. So if you would like to see the detailed breakdowns of a lot of these formations, do let me know in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe if you did enjoy the content and would like to see more. Make sure you do follow us on Twitch and Twitter as well. That would be much appreciated. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.